Hello everyone, this is NISHTHA SRIVASTAVA, legal intern under LEXIS and Company, and in this video I'm going to discuss on how to incorporate a one-person company. So the Companies Act of 2013 came up with this new concept under its section 2 clause 62, wherein any person can form one-person company with just one member and one director. It swayed away from the earlier requirements of incorporating a private company as well as a public company, and that is why such companies, because it contains just one director and one member, is known as an OPC or a one-person company. Now let's talk about the procedure of incorporation. In order to incorporate this particular set of companies, there are certain requirements that are present, although which are very less as compared to the other requirements of incorporating a private company or a public company. However, there exist certain very important requirements which you need to fulfill. Let's start. So these set of requirements are divided into 5 steps. The first step being application for a DSN, that is the DSE number. What is a DSE number? The word DSE means Digital Signature Certificate. So the first step is to obtain this digital signature certificate of the proposed director, which requires a following set of documents. These documents are required, without which this certificate won't be available. The documents are Aadhaar card, email ID, photographs, PAN card and phone number of this particular person. Second, after you are done with obtaining the DSC certificate, you need to apply for a DIN number. What is a DIN number? Well, it is a director identification number which is issued to the proposed director. How do you obtain it? Now, you need to file a SPICE E form, a form which is named as SPICE E, along with the name and address proof of the director. Form DIR3 is also an option which is only available to the existing companies. You are an existing company and you need to apply for a DIN, Director Identification Number. You can use the method of Form DIR number 3. But for an OPC, the Form SPICE is the one which can be very much useful. But these changes were there in 2018, wherein the applicants now need not file the form number DIR separately. Now, DIN number can be applied within the SPICE E form which initially existed just for the OPCs, and they can be used for obtaining the DIN number in a company which even has 3 directors. Now, after these DSC and the DIN number has been obtained, a company needs to have a name. So, the next step is, while incorporating an OPC, is to decide on the name of the company. The name of the company will be, for example, if the company is ABC, so ABC OPC Private Limited. There are certain ways to name a company. What are they? There are 2 options available for getting the name approved by making application. Now, what applications and what form, that makes the whole difference. In order to get your name approved, you need to make an application. These 2 forms exist, which is SPICE E32 or by using a run web service of MCA, by giving only one preferred name along with the significance of keeping that name. However, with effect from March 23, 2018, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs now permits 2 proposed names, unlike the one that was there previously, and 1 resubmission, while reserving the unique names of the companies whenever a company uses the run service which is given by MCA. So that's how you name your OPC. Once the name is approved by the MCA, you move on to the other documentary requirements. We have to prepare certain documents which are required to be submitted to the registrar of the companies, that is the ROC. These very important documents are Memorandum of Association, which talks about what is the company actually about and the objects of the company. Second is the AOA, which is Articles of Association, and it contains the bylaws of the company, which governs the internal management of the companies. And third, since there's only one director and one member, you even have to nominate a nominee, so that if due to any unforeseen circumstances, the sitting member, that is a sitting director or the member, becomes incapacitated or dies and is not able to perform his duties, This nominee will be the person who will perform on behalf of the director and take his place. But it's important to have his consent before naming him as the nominee. And therefore, in order to obtain the consent of a proposed nominee, you need to have his consent in form INC number 3, which will be taken along with his PAN card and Aadhaar card. This will be followed by requiring a proof of the registered office of the proposed company along with the proof of ownership and an NOC from the owner. Then an affidavit and consent of the proposed director of the form INC 9 and DIR 2 respectively have to be taken. This will be followed again by a declaration by the professional who will certify that all the needed compliances that have been discussed in this video have been done by this particular company. Now, the fifth step, filing of forms with MCA. Whatever documents that we have previously furnished, all these documents will be attached to the initial SPICE E form, the SPICE E MOA and the SPICE E AOA along with the DSC for the director and the professional will be uploaded to the MCA site for approval. So we all know now that all of these documents that we are submitting here, be it the SPICE E form for name and approval, the SPICE E AOA, the SPICE E MOA and all the other compliances, all of this will be later on displayed on the website of MCA for approval. After uploading all of these documents, form number 49A and form number 49B will be generated for PAN and TAN generation of the company, which have to be uploaded to MCA after affixing the DSC of the proposed director. After you are done with all of these, this will, on verification, give you the certificate when the registrar of the companies will issue a certificate of incorporation, and then only you can commence a business. But it's important to understand that not everybody can incorporate an OPC. An OPC can only be incorporated by a person who is an Indian citizen and who is an Indian resident as per the provisions of Section 5 of the Income Tax Act of 1961, as well as he must be a major. No minor can be the one to incorporate a one-person company. However, in case the paid up share capital of an OPC exceeds an amount of rupees 50 lakh or its average annual turnover of immediately preceding 3 consecutive financial years exceeds 2 crore rupees, then the OPC has to mandatorily convert itself into a private or a public company. But there exist also, apart from all of this, certain mandatory compliances. What are they? At least one board meeting in each half of a calendar year and a time gap between 2 board meetings should not be less than 90 days. Second, proper books of accounts have to be maintained by the company. Third, statutory audit of financial instruments. Fourth, filing of business income tax return every year before 30th September. Fifth, filing of financial statements in form AOC 4 and ROC annual return in form MGT 7. So that's how you incorporate a one-person company, and that's what all about in this video. I hope this video would be really helpful for you. Thank you.